What's on your playlist right now?
In my class.
Go to guilty pleasure food.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
My name is Walid Jailani. I came to Sacramento, California in 2017 from Afghanistan, where I built a new life with my family. I came to UC Davis in 2021 to study neurobiology, physiology, and behavior, and currently I'm minoring in education. In 2022, me and a group of UC Davis undergrads founded the School of Freedom, which is a nonprofit dedicated to education. And currently we are focusing on education in places like Afghanistan, where girls are denied the right to go to school and get educated. Through my expertise and knowledge, I'm committed to make a long-lasting change globally and locally.
Walid, welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us today. We're excited to hear about some of the activities you've been into. I know you're also presenting to the Board of Regents, and we get to have you before the Regents get you, so we get to break some news here on Face to Face, so very excited about that. Can you just start by telling us how you got the idea to start the School of Freedom?
I was just sitting at home with my brothers and watching TikTok. So I watched a lot of videos that these little girls, they were crying and they were failing their classes on purpose because they wanted to just stay in school and not graduate, basically, because the graduation for girls, it was 7th grade, or they made it 7th grade. And after that, they would just have to go home and get married or just find something else to do. So I was talking to my older brother, and I told him that I really want to do something for this, and I don't know what. He joked and said that just go start a school. And then I took that literally and reached out to some nonprofits that I knew, and then so if they could sponsor, and I made a UC Davis club. First, it was UC Davis Club. It was called WEM. And then we would have fundraising, and we would have UC Davis students teach these girls. They would wake up at 8 a.m. every day and then go online on Zoom and then start teaching these girls, which was very impressive because they don't even go to their 8 a.m. classes, and then they would wake up and teach these girls. And then that's how we kind of put the stepping stone. And then after that, we turned it into a nonprofit in 2024, I believe. And then since then, we changed it into a whole school. And then we have a curriculum that we're teaching. And every single day, they're learning different subjects and an entire school curriculum.
It's pretty impressive they can get UC Davis students to wake up at 8 a.m. to help out. Tell me how the school has expanded since you originally started. How many students how many girls in Afghanistan are you touching?
Well, it was only English classes at the beginning, and then later on, our sign-up sheet and the wait list, it grew and grew. And then right now, we have about 1,200 students that we're currently teaching every single day, and then we have a very long wait list. And there are people waiting to be admitted, which we don't even have the capacity for, but we're trying.
1,200 is a very impressive number. Have you faced any obstacles along the way, things that you've had to overcome to get here?
Well, yes. Every project has its own obstacles. For example, for us, it was the funding, the money, and just paying the teachers, because a lot of them, they are volunteers, and the same thing that UC Davis students are doing. Teaching for the good of the community and teaching because they want to make an impact. So those teachers in Afghanistan, they are doing the same thing, except we are trying to help out as much as we can, and we are trying to, if we raise funds or anything, then we do send it to them, but mainly they do volunteer, but then they can volunteer as much, and our teacher retention rate is kind of low, so we have to bring in new people. We have to always be on the look for new teachers, and then making a whole structure for the nonprofit that was very hard. Having a principal, having somebody that can manage the teachers over there. So that whole thing, and coming up with different ideas and trying new things until we. I don't even know if we got it right, but until you get it right or at least stable, those were the obstacles.
Have you been raising the funds yourself, or have you had some help doing that?
UC Davis students, we fundraise at the MU, we table, we use bake sale, and then we talk to different nonprofits, different businesses, and then so it's not primarily me. It's a whole group effort. It's UC Davis students.
Okay, that's neat. And the curriculum, are you getting help with, like, from the School of Education or from any other resource?
Well, not really, but recently I started reaching out to UC Davis School of Education professors because I minor in education, so I have the classes, and then I go talk to them time to time to get advice on different things and the resources that they could connect me to. And as far as curriculum, it's the original curriculum of Afghanistan that the boys are learning that curriculum right now. So we just adapted that into our school, and then we're teaching the same exact thing.
Great, great. What advice would you give to another student who sees a passion project they're interested in and wants to start an organization like you started?
Well, I would say anyone who has a passion and they should just pursue it and they should go after it. It doesn't matter if they fail, because I have started other clubs at UC Davis, and then at one point I thought that it might not make an impact, or I thought that I might not be able to continue that. So I moved on to a different one, but then I kept going. So I never stopped. So my goal was to make an impact in the community. I had other clubs like one was called Path to College, that the initial goal was to help out local students, for example, from Sacramento area, that to help them out get to universities and think beyond high school. But we kind of saw that there's a lot of support for them, or at least more than the girls in Afghanistan. So we started this. And then, so just keep going at it. So it didn't take me 1 day or 1 month or 1 year. It took me more than 3 years to get to this point. So just keep at it, keep going, and then don't get discouraged by the obstacles.
Yeah, sounds like the advice is persevere, right? Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
What if a student hears this and wants to get involved with the School of Freedom? What should they do?
Well, we do have a website, schooloffreedom.org. And there's the email, the contact number, and information that how they could get involved, and then they could send us an email, and then we will be more than happy to get in touch and talk to them and get them involved.
Okay. What do you think is next for the School of Freedom in the future?
Well, for School of Freedom, right now we're trying to get an international accreditation, maybe through WASC, maybe through another accreditation organization. And as far as the School of Freedom itself, the nonprofit, right now we are working with a lot of administrators in Sacramento area to turn this into a charter school. So we can serve the local population as well, and the girls in Afghanistan. So they kind of intertwine and they integrate. So we would want to make it a bigger thing and serve a larger population.
Okay, great program. Good luck. What's next for you personally after you graduate?
So for me personally, it's gap year, and then during that gap year, I am trying to study for MCAT and then focus on my clinical hours and everything, and then, as well as the nonprofit, and then hopefully apply to med schools and get in, and then that's another journey for me.
You gonna apply here at UC Davis?
I will.
Okay,
I will
good.
definitely.
That's the right answer. Okay. We have a part of the program that we call Hot Seat. You're on the hot seat. It just means I'm going to ask you some really rapid fire questions, and I'm looking for a 1-word or 1-sentence answer.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. What's your favorite class you've taken at UC Davis?
Physiology of brain disorders and PB 173.
Oh, great. Okay. Why?
Because it kind of connects all the topics and concepts that I've learned throughout my physiology classes. First of all, it's a little bit easier for me because I've taken a lot of physio classes, and now those concepts, they all connect together. And sometimes I'm reading through the topics, or I go to lecture, and I think that I know all of those. So sometimes I think it's a repeat,
Yeah.
but it might be because I've taken so many physio classes.
That's good. Ties it all together for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Who inspires you?
It's my parents, honestly. And do you want to know why?
Sure.
Well, they basically left everything that they had, and they came to United States because of me and my two brothers. And they did have a good life. They did have good jobs, but they had to start from zero. And then every single day that they wake up without complaining, there's silent sacrifice. They don't even mention it, and they just every single day they keep going. And sometimes when I face some obstacles or I struggle in school, I just remind myself that my parents, they never even said a word that how they're feeling, or basically how is this impacting them and all. And it's just seeing us thrive and seeing us go to school and get educated. So that's all that matters for them.
Yeah.
So,
I think a lot of people would give the same answer, including me, my parents as well. Your favorite food?
it's an Afghan food. It's called mantu. It's kind of like dumplings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you get it in Davis?
I don't think so, but you can find a lot of it in West Sac.
West Sac. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your dream job?
Physician, trauma doctor.
Okay. I ask all my guests this. Tell me what music or musician is at the top of your playlist right now.
Well, I am not into music a lot, but I just listen to just beats or Afghan music a lot. So when I work out, that's the only time I listen to music, or when I'm with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's motivation music to work out to.
Motivation music, basically.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, now it's your turn. You can ask me any questions you'd like to ask me.
Well, so what would be your advice for people who have a passion project and they want to make an impact in real world through that project?
Well, first I would say for students, my advice is, school comes first. So make sure that you're on top of your studies and your grades. And then research your project. Find out what's going on, what other people have done, and how you can help complement what others have done here locally. And then look for some resources or some mentors that can help you with that. That's my advice.
That's a great advice.
Yeah. What else would you like to know?
So I know like you are the head of a very big organization, UC Davis itself. So how do you stay inspired, and how do you stay humbled and grounded, with all your responsibilities that you have, and how do you just juggle all of them all together?
Yeah, I would say I'm inspired by just trying to make progress and make our university, our community, our city and region better. I think that's just one of the ways I'm built. I think I like to try to improve the situation in which I find myself. And keeping humble and grounded, I get a lot of help from my wife and my kids. They don't think it's a big deal that I'm a chancellor. They still think I'm just the husband or the dad, and they don't let me get too big for my britches or get too full of myself. And that's helpful because I like to think I'm a humble guy. So any other questions?
Just one more. So how or what advice would you give UC Davis students to stay connected to the faculty, or at least if they want to collaborate with some of the professors, like how would they approach that?
I would just say, keep in mind that, faculty and people that work in higher ed are here because we love working with students. So don't be afraid to approach someone, or don't think that they don't want to help. We're all very busy, but at the same time, we're here because we want to be in the students' lives and helping with their careers. So find a mentor, be a mentor when you get a chance to be a mentor, and continue to work with your mentors even after you leave, after you graduate, because we really enjoy working with students and seeing them make progress and be successful. So I'll just say that I'm really inspired by your work myself. I have two daughters, you may know that, and
Thank you so much.
just hearing that you're trying to help women in their education and their careers is really inspiring. So congratulations on all that good work. And I think that's it for Face to Face this episode. Thanks everyone for watching. We will see you next time on Face to Face. Go Ags.